I've thought many times about when I first started thinking about going to college. My parents didn't talk about it much. They were always proud of what I did, but they didn't go to college. And my sister was a year ahead of me through school, although she dropped out when she was a junior in high school. And so I was always trying to live up to what she had done academically. I think what caused me to realize I was going to college, I saw the people ahead of me a year or two, and I respected them. They went to college, and I thought, why not me? I mean, I might as well do that too. I was always encouraged, by my parents and my sister, and they took a lot of pride in the fact that I went. But I would have to give a lot of credit to those few folks who are ahead of me who made the jump to go from our little town. Our town was 2,000 people, and Patsy and I, we started first grade together, so we knew everybody in town, and you have those people you really look up to that are just a little older than you are, and that probably determined a lot of my career. Well, we grew up in a town in western Kentucky, Arlington, Kentucky. It's about 2,000 people. It's 4 miles from Madisonville, which is the county seat. And Arlington was an independent school system. It was run by the people who were leaders in the town, and they just took tremendous interest in that school. We would think while we were sitting and having dinner up in Boston years later, how do we get here? And we realized that school was, everything we had there was very strong. The English teacher was as good as anybody you could find. We didn't have everything that some of the bigger schools offered, but I think that one thing that helped us a lot was that there's a lot of pride, a lot of school pride. When they had a play or any kind of function, everybody got a part. We didn't have the haves and the have-nots because we weren't big enough. And so we got to participate in a lot of things that I think if we'd gone to a larger city or a larger school, we might not have. And we owe a lot to that little school.
I knew that I wanted my degree from the flagship university. Knew I wanted to come back to Kentucky, but knew that when I carried that degree from the flagship university, that it would mean so much wherever I happened to be. But the University of Kentucky was just my school. The
only school that I remember coming to visit, Arlington, our high school, our senior year was Murray. A fellow named Charles Eldridge came and met with our students. When we went on our school trip for the senior class, we took a bus down to Murray, so it was the only college campus. I'd never been on a college campus before that. And I ended up getting a $100 Regents scholarship to go to Murray. And that's why I went, most likely. And of course she went too. That helped me make my decision. I'd always loved learning, and I had some exceptional teachers, especially in math and physics. I got to know people from around the state, and I think that the thing that happened to me the first year that was as transformational as anything was sitting in an English class. I remember our high school counselor telling me, and probably others who were from Arlington, if you just go to college and graduate and make C's, you'll be doing fine, because not many people here go to school. Well, I was sitting in an English class one day with about 30 other students and looking around and thought, somebody here's going to get an A. I'm not sure why I shouldn't deserve one as much as they do. And so I tell students nowadays, set your own sights. Don't let somebody set them for you.
The one thing that I wish I had done, we had done probably, was not to go home as much as we did, because you go home, and if you're responsible and you want to do well, you need to acclimate yourself to where you are. I always say that my hat is where I hang it. That's my home, where I hang my hat. And so it would have been, I think it would have been rewarding, but comfortable, a lot easier and a lot less time spent on the road, and have really been able to do even better than what I did.
The main adversity that I encountered were the transitions that I went through. and was very, very comfortable at Murray after 2 years. I knew the faculty, they knew me. I could have stayed there and easily graduated. But I wanted to be an engineer, so I transferred to UK. But then, having been nervous about transferring to UK, when I made the transition from here to MIT, again, I think it's a self-esteem issue. You sit around and you think, everybody around here is a genius but me. I'm the one that having to work hard. I'm not sure I'm going to make it. I can't believe I'm here. Do I deserve to be here? So those are your real growth spurts, though. Being from rural Kentucky, growing up in a small town, being first generation college student, I still have those self-esteem issues at times. I'll find myself, after being president for 10 years, sitting in a room with a president of Stanford, and president of MIT, and president of Michigan, and wondering, what am I doing here? And I think that's something we really have to work to overcome.
We truly are honored to have the students here at the University of Kentucky, and it is our job to make them feel comfortable and to help them. And we just try to say to them, if you can't find an answer to something that's really important to you, don't go home. Don't turn around and go home. Come into the office, come into the president's office and talk to the ladies there and say, what? I need some help. That's what I feel like our job is to make these folks, we'll just remove the intimidation levels and let them know that there's no one here that wants to see them go home.
The first piece of advice I would give them is to find their neighborhood. By that I mean get involved. Second piece of advice is really work hard and make that first exam one of your best, because it's so much easier if you make a good grade on that first test. And the third thing is get to know the faculty members. Don't be intimidated by them because they're standing in front of the room. We pay them to have office hours. Go see them. Let them know you're interested. It may sound like a piece of inside information, but if you're sitting on that BC line and they know you've been trying hard and you've been working hard, the B is more likely to happen than if they have no idea who you are. Plus, it's good. I mean, you need to know those folks. And try to get involved in undergraduate research. And we have a lot of opportunities where you can go drop your books between classes and work with a professor to do something new and different. And so as you build your curriculum, think through the type of rounding out that you want to have. And think about having fun and build that confidence that you deserve to be here and that you want to excel.